Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, where baseball lives 24/7, 365. Catch conversations with beat writers, broadcasters, current and former players of all levels. Now here's your host,
Walter Balsetta. Whoops, I fumbled. I got to get out of here.
Walter Balsetta.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Passion for the Pastime here. We got baseball, baby. Happy opening day for everybody that observes the holiday, myself included. Happy opening day to all of you guys. What a freaking game from the San Francisco Giants. Kicking things off in Cincinnati, where we do have a lot of good memories, right? I mean, we're going back to the 2012 playoffs with Buster Posey. Shout out Buster Posey. Happy 38th birthday. The G-Men, the Giants, Bob Melvin, Wilmer Flores. Yes, I agree. Rocket New Era. Wilmer over Walter today. 100%, dude. 100%. 1,000%. Wilmer Flores came in with the boomstick tonight, or today, rather, in Cincinnati to have the Giants come out on top, man. It was a brutal one. I thought that this podcast, and of course, obviously, I'm way too excited. I couldn't wait to talk to you guys and start this podcast. I'm on a little bit of a in transit mode at the moment, but yeah, I mean, I thought that this podcast was going to be loom and gloom, same old damn Giants. You guys can look at the thumbnail where I put new year, new Giants. Right, that's the question. Because obviously it's day one, but we all want to be super excited about what we just witnessed with the San Francisco Giants coming back. They did not have they finished with six hits. 3 of those hits were in the freaking 9th inning, man, to come back and win. You thought that this story of the game today was going to be loom and gloom, that this Giants team wasn't going to their offense. It was just more of the same of last year. Struck out 17 times. It was giving me vibes of what happened in 2023 when they struck out 16 times against the Yankees and went on to like break records, right, for an opening series. I think they struck out well north of 40. It might have been 41 or 42 times in that weekend series against the Yankees. But it all started off with 16. I was like, oh, dude, are we going to do that? The Giants ended up finishing with 16 strikeouts for the team. So not a great thing, but despite all of that, they come out victorious. Wilmer Flores comes up in the clutch. Patrick Bailey does what he needed to do. Jung-Hoo Lee, the spark plug. A lot of things to look at for this Giants team. Logan Webb didn't really have, his sharpest outing that you would want. But, I mean, it's early in the season, right? I mean, you kind of look at these things, take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, we don't want to overreact, but we don't want to underreact too. I was talking about the vibes 2023, and I was starting to get some vibes of that with that team, where their just offense just was anemic at times, right? And this team reminded me what we saw in the Cactus League, and obviously you're not going to take everything that you see in spring training and everything that you see in Arizona. It's different atmospheres, different circumstances. We all understand that. But the vibes are vibing, and we saw that today. This team, again, it's one game. You don't want to get too excited, but this team does go out there. They do compete, and you saw that. All these guys want to win. They are going out there, and they have that gritty fight and claw mentality that you love to see of this Giants organization and Giants teams in the past. And a lot of that, I mean, a lot of the fight and grit and the nitty gritty Giants teams that we had in the past, they were under Buster Posey, or they had to do with Buster Posey. So it just lends you to believe, like, if you're looking at all of the comparisons, right, with the new regime and the new mentality and the organization, I feel like it's heading in the right direction. Now, does this mean that the Giants are going to make the playoffs? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. But the vibes are still carrying over, and that's the big thing, right? Because when you have a good spring and you're going through the motions in spring training and you start opening day, it's a brand new thing, right? And that could mess with you mentally from a player's perspective, right? If you're having a great season, right? Those numbers all or a great spring training, those numbers all erase. You're back to zero. To where, if you were having a bad spring, you're like, oh, dude, those numbers are erased, right? So I don't know, man. I mean, obviously, it's the first game of the year. You don't want to get too excited about it. But hell, man, if this is just a precursor of what the 2025 season could be for the San Francisco Giants, for them to be just in ball games, right? That's what we want. We want them to be in ball games. We want them to compete. And when you saw Logan Webb go out there and compete, he's a bulldog on the mound, right? But today he issued a couple of walks, and two of those walks actually ended up, not two of them, but the walks kind of caused the first inning rally where the Reds would end up scoring, and he just didn't look sharp, right? And then he ended up giving up another walk later in the game, so he leaves the game with 6 walks. Gave up 6 hits. 4 of those hits were in that one third inning where they scratched across another 2. So Logan Webb gave up 3 runs in his first start in 2025. Again, it's not the end of the world. But to see that this Giants team, they backed up their guy, right? I mean, it was always for the last couple of years, Logan Webb was kind of on an island for himself, right? I mean, he needed to go out there and pitch a perfect game in order for the Giants to have a chance, right? And this game wasn't necessarily perfect in the eyes of a Logan Webb. It was a so-so performance, but the Giants go out there, they back them up. The offense does what they needed to do prior to the 9th inning. Again, they only had 3 hits, so it's nothing to get super excited about. They did have 17 strikeouts. But they stayed enough in the game. They stayed engaged. And Jung-Hoo Lee, let me just say real quick, because I've been talking about Jung-Hoo Lee all spring training long. And last night we were talking about it with Eric Engel. We were talking about, the Giants are successful if blank, if this person does blank, right? And my answer to that was Jung-Hoo Lee. I think that he is the catalyst to this Giants team that they desperately needed last year and they need moving forward. And the fact that you look at this roster, Elliot Ramos went deep, but that was set up, right? He went deep the opposite way, showing off his power. Obviously, that one probably doesn't get out at Oracle Park, but he has that oppo power. We saw him reach the Cove last year, the first righty to ever do it. So Elliot Ramos, drove in Jung-Hoo Lee, but that all started with Jung-Hoo Lee getting on base via the walk. He had decent at-bats. There was one at-bat that he just looked terrible. I think he was just guessing on the pitch. It was a slider down and in, and he thought that he was going to get a fastball, and it was not. He was way out in front. It did not look good for Jung-Hoo Lee. But besides that, I mean, the fact that he gets on base earlier in the game. Elliot Ramos hits the homer, then it makes it a 3-2 game. Then the Giants are in it, right? And another strength that we were talking about all offseason long and last night was the Giants bullpen, right? The bullpen came out and did what they needed to do. Eric Miller came in there, Randy Rodriguez came in there. Ryan Walker had a little bit of a shaky first outing for 2025. But again, you don't want to panic too much. It's opening day. The adrenaline just of that inning is just through the roof, right? I mean, you were down. You were down by a run at that point. You tie it up, and then Wilmer Flores just hits a 3-run bomb that just changes the course of the first game of the year. So I'm not worried about Ryan Walker at all in any case. Yeah, Rockin' New Era chiming in. Only 83 more wins to go for Rockin' New Era's prediction to come true. But yeah, man, I mean, you guys, let me know how you guys are feeling about this Giants team. And after this opening day, it was definitely a fun time. I mean, I'm driving around and listening to John Miller and Dave Fleming and just hearing the calls. And I was just like, dude, I can't wait to get home. I got to do this podcast here in transit. because it was going to be too late. It was going to be too late, but I was so excited that the Giants got this game done. And the way that they did it, they just continued to fight. And I mean, there was a number that Derek threw out there. I believe it was 24. They 24 of their 82 losses last year was one run games, right? That they weren't doing good in one run games, and the fact that they were able to flip the deficit into a victory. Obviously, I don't know how that goes. It wouldn't go down as a one-run game, right? Because they ended up winning by 2, right? It was 6-4. Giants almost blew it, by the way. I was talking about Ryan Walker. I thought that McClain got into that one, but it died on the warning track because I was listening to it on the radio. I was just like, oh, dude, no chance that they blew this thing. But they ended up getting it done. So the Giants start the year with a victory. Again, you don't want to get too high on the Giants, but it's definitely an interesting dynamic to see how they battled in this one. So really quickly, because I'm driving, I'm not going to be able to look too much on the YouTube chat, but want to acknowledge everybody. Yep, be safe, Walter. Hell yeah, Otis, you already know that. Feels great about this team right now. Yeah, man, I think Giants fans are going to really love this team going into 2025. I think this team can surprise some people. Obviously, it's one game. I keep saying that. But I think that this team can surprise just because we all know what good chemistry can do for a clubhouse and what it could do for a team. And when you have unity at this point, I feel like they already have it, right? I mean, you're not trying to find it. You're not trying to build relationships during the season. It kind of seems like they all like each other already. Obviously, when you're winning, the vibes, everything is a lot easier. But the fact that they get off to a good start in the month of April, obviously you can't win the division, you can't win the wild card race in the beginning of the year, but you could definitely fall out of it. So looking at, and especially the Reds are a team that figured to be in that mix. They figured to be in the wild card mix when you look at it. Obviously, a lot of other teams are involved as well. You got the Phillies coming up in a couple of weeks for the Giants, who are going to be battling not only for their division, but also teams, right? So it's going to be really interesting. My phone is dying now, guys, but just wanted to chime in on the Giants game and let you guys know what we're going to be doing for the rest of the week. So today, this will be the last. Not the last show. This will be the show for today. It's going to be a quickie, a little post game action here, and then we'll get to it. We'll dive into the weekend. We'll relive some of the action from today, from opening day, and across the league. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll break it all down and talk some Giants baseball. We'll do that because the Giants have the off day. We will be doing the show. I believe we're going to do it at 6. We might do it a little bit earlier, but again, set your notifications. Let everybody know, set your notifications, and be here. Check back within the 5 o'clock hour, 5:30. Might start at 6. I'll let you guys know what we do tomorrow. But the Giants have the off day, so we have the option of going a little bit earlier. So I'm going to get on out of here. I got 3%, you guys, so have a good one. Enjoy the Giants win. We are victorious on opening day. A lot of stats to get into. I think I heard John Miller and Dave Fleming say that it was the first time that the Giants came back to win on opening day after trailing in the 8th. I think since like 1968 or something like that. It was something bizarre. So yeah, Giants doing great things right now in 2025. Obviously, it's one game. We don't want to get too excited, but damn it, I'm excited for this Giants season. I'm excited for 2025. It's going to be a good one. So I am now down to 2%. I'm going to get on out of here, guys. You guys have a good one. We will get back at it again tomorrow. Remember to set your notifications. We're going to be talking some Giants baseball and take a look around the league tomorrow. So we will get into that. So you guys have a good one. Be safe and go Giants. Talk to you then.